Hello everybody, it's Jason from Painting Notes, and this is my weekly diary on what I've painted this week. So this is week 12, and let's get into it. So first up, we've got some more Stark heroes. We've got Robb Stark, the young wolf. Obviously last week I painted his wolf, his actual dire wolf, and this week I've finished him. And I've also done John Umber, the Great John. So those are all the characters done from the set now. So all I'm left with is the Great Axes and the Outriders, which will be on the list for the upcoming weeks. It's pretty good figures, these solid character figures. I quite like the Great John Umber, but it's funny when looking at the Great Axes, it's very it seems like you have to be part of his family to be part of his clan, because they all look so similar to him. But never mind that. I'm pretty happy with the results of those two. So that's another 2 characters done. And on to the next batch of figures for Song of Ice and Fire. Right, what else did I paint? These are Semantic ghouls. Now, I used these as the testers for when I was doing the primer spray video. So I thought I'd finish them off. Put them on square basis because my thought process was I'm already doing an undead army, as you see my halfling undead army. So this one would probably be for Vanguard, Kings of War Vanguard or something like that. So I kept them on to square bases. I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do basing wise, so I've given them sort of like a wasteland look. I don't know. It was kind of on a whim sort of thing. There's no plan or anything like that. It was just I have these 4 figures painted from that sort of tutorial video, and they were really roughly painted as well. I was showing off the primer, and then it was like, well, they're kind of sort of ready to paint. Might as well finish them off. So I did a quick sort of scheme and painted them up. So I don't know what I'm going to use them for. Obviously I said like I can use them for Vanguard. Maybe I'll build out the rest, because I got quite a few of these ghouls and some other Mantic undead stuff. So I could make a Kings of War Vanguard, play some Kings of War Vanguard, or maybe I'll sell them. Who knows? I don't know, but they're done for now. All right, let's see what else I got. Okay, so these 3 plus what I'm going to show you after this is all for the same customer. But this was for a war. What's it called? Warcry Warband. I did a while back, which was a Night Goblin Warband. These are 90% done. I still need to do eyes and final details, but I thought I'd kind of show you because they'll probably be gone by the next video. So we've got 2 trolls here. I was playing around with some ideas on the trolls, so like skin color wise and the what do you call this stuff, scaly fur type thing. I quite like the fish. They were quite interesting to me. I really like these trolls actually. They river trolls. They got a lot of character. Like this one's carrying a fish, this one's vomiting. It's just very nice miniatures, and they're quite detailed, in terms of painting texture and detail and stuff like that. So they were really cool. I quite like these trolls. The trolls are kind of hit or miss for me, but these ones were really cool. And then of course you got the goblin on the giant squig. The squig was quite interesting. I never really know how I want to paint a squig. It's always just like it's gonna be red. But I thought the squig was cool. So like I said, I still got to do the eyes and final details on this, and the rest of the Goblin Warband I painted like these yellow dags on the top of their cloaks. I'll probably do that to this one as well. So like I said, they're not quite finished, but they won't be the next time I do this painting diary video. So I thought I'd quick show you these. And then there was another Warband, which I'll show you now. Okay, so this is the other Warband. that I did for Warcry. You can see this is a combination of, so like these guys in the front here are from the Underworlds, I think it's called, the sort of standalone card board game, Shadespire. I forget the name of the game. So this is the Ogre Warband. So you got the hunter, some nobblers, little trapping item, and the saber tusk. I quite like the saber tusk. I was actually wondering if you can pick up a saber tusk on its own, because I think I would appreciate adding this to my Shoshani army as sort of a saber, just a saber-toothed cat. But anyway, so I quite like those. And the ogre is obviously nicely detailed, really interesting model. They all came like the Shadespire stuff come sort of with molded basing. And the governor who wanted this said he wanted obviously snow bases, but sort of like a stony pit snow bases. So I was like, okay. And then you can see these three ogres are square bases and everything else is round bases. I suspect it's just the amalgamation of his models from his different collection, I guess. That guy over there, this manhunter, he said, I don't know if you could tell, but he said he wanted him to look like Captain Hook from Peter Pan. So like the red jacket, purple sort of trousers and hat, and then of course the parrot, and I suppose the hook is the big anchor thing. And this guy over here, the Gorger, he came with sort of a resin base. I don't know if he comes with that base. I don't think so. But he came like that, so I just added some details to that base. I've got to just finish off the last bits on the basing for this. And obviously, again, the eyes and so on. But like, this is what I'm going to be doing tomorrow or today. Depending on when you watch this, I guess. And then this will be going back. So, kind of thought I'd show you before it's done. I always find it interesting when the ogres came out, you have like these nobblers, which are sort of like, I don't know, weedy goblins. They're kind of weird. I never really know what I thought of them, because they're just like sort of discount goblins, if you like. But they do have a lot of character to the models. I mean, like for example, I love this sort of piggybacking ones, because you can make this nobbler cavalry. Got a spearman here, carrying the big bow for the crossbow that the ogre's got. So overall, I've not actually played Warcry. It's not high on my list of games to play, but it's not like something I wouldn't want to play. It's just, there's so many games I'm already playing, it just never crossed my mind. But now that I've, seen a couple of warbands come past my desk, as you can imagine, it's piqued my interest. Yeah, so this is the ogres, and I've obviously done the goblin one, so both those warbands are going back. And then I got one final thing to show you. Alright, so this is the final model I want to show you for today. This is the LC-Head Fireforge model, although I'm using him as Templar Captain. So I've done the foot version a while back. I just put him here to show you, this is a single pack that comes together, and I have finished the mounted version for my Templar army. The only thing I still need to do is add the cross on the shield, and then some dot the I's, cross the T's, so to speak. But yeah, so one interesting thing to note here, I don't know if you can tell, but you see the mounted version is holding a shield. It doesn't actually come with the shield, and in fact, the arm, the hand is cut off at the end, so it looks kind of like a stump. And then the bridle on the horse would come with a section where you can attach his arm. When I put this together, I didn't even notice that. I didn't notice the hand on the bridle, so I just assumed that it was a mismold and that he didn't have a hand on there and that I had to replace it. So I went through my bits box, found one of the shields from the Fireforge Knights box set, and I put that shield onto his hand. did a bit of filing, a bit of green stuff in here and there, and then after I put it on, I then noticed the hand on the bridle, and I was like, oh, now it makes sense. But by that point, I'd already done that, so I thought, you know what, never mind. So I basically filed down the hand, and now he's got a shield in this hand, which is fine by me. Yeah. So this is for my Templar army, which is growing slowly. Obviously, I had a quick boost right at the beginning, and then I've slowed down a bit now with other jobs I've been doing, and also, of course, I started that undead halfling army. But it's coming along nicely. I'm just about to finish my second unit of Templars, and now with lockdown ending soon, that means I might actually get to use them soon. Anyway, that's all I have this week. So decent haul. I mean, I got, what's that, 6, 7 plus the warband. Yeah, it's at least about 15 figures painted this week. If you want to see any of these pictures, you can obviously follow in the link below. I've got my Facebook page, Painting Nights, where I'll put up more better pictures, as the lighting here isn't great. And this is just a rough sort of look at the figures I'm painting, just so I can sort of log them and keep track of what I'm doing. And it's maybe interesting for you guys to see what figures I've painted this week. There's a couple other channels that do stuff like this as well, which I find interesting looking at, like for example Miniatures in Obscurio, Gorilla Miniature Games. They all have like their weekly painting videos like this, and it's fun to watch, see what people are painting, and what they thought of the miniatures, that sort of thing. So that's kind of what I was thinking with this. Anyway, that's enough of me rambling, and enough of my painting log for this week. See you guys next week for more miniatures painted. Cheerio.